Peace, family. Welcome to Black Star TV 2.0. It's your boy Black Star, and today we got another episode. We want to talk about O Block, Dirt, a couple other things. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Y'all hit the like button, and those who are already subscribed, I appreciate your support, and I'm definitely thankful. So again, let's start it off with O Block and Dirt, and I want to get into this whole safe it's step T act, which people are calling the purge. So I want to get into that, and I feel like both of them have a correlation with one another between Little Dirt losing the bid to buy O Block and the purge, step two purge. So let's get into the whole. Let's get into Little Dirt trying to buy O Block first. So I'm gonna share my screen, read the article real quick. I don't know how we do. So Little Dirt was trying to buy O Block back in, I believe back in April. He said that he wouldn't mind buying it. So it says Little Dirt loses bid to buy Chicago's infamous O Block. And I had made a post on Facebook about Little Dirt, and I was taking a shot just to take a shot, to be honest. But again, I actually commend him for at least trying to buy it. I feel like you should have then did it. You shouldn't have waited till, like, you know what I mean, trying to put up for sale. And I also think you should have had other people helping you to buy it. And I don't think you should have tried to do it on your own to outbid it. Because even in his little statement here, he said, "I'll buy it, don't matter how much it is." But again, that's not even good business practice. And I can tell that you're not truly into real estate, because nigga, if they were selling that shit for 30 million and it's not going to produce you that much money over time in the long run, or if it's going to take you too long to produce it over time, then it's actually not a good deal. So and people don't get in the real estate deals just to be doing it. You get what I'm saying? So again, so he missed out on that bid. He lost the bid. It didn't actually say to who, but it actually says that but it doesn't look like Lil Durk will be able to formally bid. And before it was swooped up, according to the post, say Cheese O Block 13-acre campus spread across nearly 3 dozen buildings was purchased shortly after it went up for sale. So and they were saying that they were going to tear it down. See, uh, they about they're about to open up a Section 8 Bloomington, uh, Champaign, etc. That's that's been the move literally since they started tearing down the Jets. They call it the Jets. I don't know why they said Jets, but it's, I guess they were trying to say projects and the Jets, but we call it the Jets, GET. Um, yeah, and they said they were going to start tearing it down. So again, and they said that was going to begin in 2023. Now let's fast forward to and again, right? This is my thing right here, because this is the little picture of O Block, and um, the other post I had put on there was the other post I had put on Facebook was about people claiming a block and you killing your brothers and sisters over a block that's not yours, right? Y'all don't own a sliver of grass or a speck of dirt in the whole project, but you claiming that it's yours. And I feel like that we have to get out that mentality. Um, again, see, because we follow rappers and we follow entertainers, and we're not actually following the real, true people we should be following, like our brother, um, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So let's listen to him real quick.
Muhammad said we got to go to the root, and the root is land. How much land do we own? Land, earth. Well, we were set free. Muhammad said we got to go to the root, and the root is land.
Land is the root. So if you was buying land, we wouldn't even be going through this in the first place, because it would be ours. And again, as I always tell everybody, that land is the number one commodity on the planet. They're not producing more land, right? They're not producing more land, and everything that you see built from these projects, um, the cars you see in the background, the fences, everything on this planet that we use comes from the land. None of it came from outer space. None of it just popped, or whatever they used to make it came from the land initially. So everything comes from the land, from the food, the cars, the paper, the pens, you name it, cups, silverware, you name it, it all comes from the land. You can't produce anything without any land. So again, um, I just feel as though um, all the niggas you run with, all these dudes you be running with, and all these rappers, I don't see how y'all don't get together and buy up where y'all came from in the first place. Like that should be your initial goal if you really trying to help your people to come back and support that way. Like um I don't know how long Lil Durk been rapping, but yeah, you should have been on that. You should have been on that. Don't wait till because we can't compete with the white man, to be honest, when it comes to the finances thing. We can't compete. So again, the only way you can compete is group economics. But just like Kanye said, um, America's for sale. Hold on, I'm recording.
As of January 1st, 2023, the following things will go into effect, and people need to be aware of this. It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They could almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them. It denies victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners, officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or your businesses. Someone could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket. You have to decide what level of force is required to remove them and whether or not it's legal. This is a massive threat to the residents of Oil Park, Cook County, and Illinois.
So again, I believe that is directly correlated to them tearing down O Block. Because now you got to say, where are all those people going to go? They're going to be scattered amongst. And again, there's a lot of violence that's going on in Chicago. It's not all. It's not all black people though. Don't ever let them convince you or trick you to believe that all the violence that's happening in Chicago is our people, because it's not. But again, abolishment of cash bail for every offense, almost every offense, because it ain't going to be for murder and things of that nature. So that's a little tricky thing. But again, I actually think that's a good thing because bails are. I don't want to say it's unconstitutional because it's actually constitutional, but bails aren't fair. Let's be honest. For the most part, bails are. I was actually writing about that in the book I'm writing um, about bails. First of all, in a lot of states right now, they're using algorithms to set bails on people. So they're actually using programs that you enter certain information into the database, and then that comes up with your bail. But again, you already know they control algorithms and things of that nature. So that's also kind of tricky all in itself. But um, you know, majority of the people that are being incarcerated live below the poverty line. So a lot of these bails get set to the point where they know you're not going to be able to make the bail anyway and get stuck in jail. So that I kind of agree with that to an extent. At least that part right there. So then it says individuals on electronic monitoring must be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. Um, again, most electronic people that's on electronic monitoring um, are most likely nonviolent offenders. Because most violent offenders, you're not giving electronic monitoring to. So again, I don't really care about that. I'm probably the wrong one to be speaking on things about the law because I don't agree with the judicial system whatsoever. That's the main reason I started writing this book about it because it is all a finesse, all in itself. And again, this is like I think another trick bag for them because this is funny how all this came out um, when somebody purchased O Block and all of a sudden somebody purchased O Block. So now that and they're saying that they're going to tear it down. So that's going to scatter the people um, in that residence. You get what I'm saying? So in that project, all those people are going to be scattered around. And mind you, all these people have beef. Most of the people are on Section 8. So now you're probably going to have to move into a you're probably going to have to move into a enemy's territory, right? So which is going to cause this whole purge thing that they're planning on happening. Because I believe that they did this before, and this is how a lot of this stuff happened when they abolished some projects. At least this is what I heard from somebody from Chicago that they abolished some projects before, and it kind of pushed everybody down into the same area. And this is where you had all this gang violence starting because people got into enemy territory and they started living amongst each other and they started doing things. So again, the other one that says prohibits police officers from removing trespassers from your residence or business. I don't even think it's a lot of black business owners anyway, but removing somebody from your residence is kind of a big deal to an extent because they know that again, once you disperse all these people from the project, that people aren't going to have nowhere to go. It's going to be a lot of home invasion, right? It's going to be a lot of things of that nature because again, poverty breeds crime. So when you're poor and they are and you have nothing, you're more likely to commit crimes. So again, this is why they're trying to lift all this so they can run around. And I also believe too that this is for people like Kyle Rittenhouse to run around on some vigilante type time and start knocking off black people, and then they try to make it seem like other black people are doing it. Because that's a lot of times what they try to do. They try to make it seem like what's going on um, is black on black crime, but sometimes it don't be. Sometimes a lot of these things happen, like just like they are. It's been well known that they had guns being dropped off in Chicago, just falling off of trains. And you get what I'm saying? So again, a lot of this stuff is purposely done. It's systematic, and again, like they're just trying to wipe black people out. This is why all these things are strategic. Usually, when people are bidding for real estate, it normally goes on a little bit longer. That was a fast buy from the time it went up. It's like, and again, because I've known people who had issues with trying to get real estate, and even though they were bidding over people, they were actually selling it to people that bid lower than them because this is a whole finesse game, and they own and control everything. And if they want to keep controlling everything, it's easy for them to do that um, by just dealing with their own people. You get what I'm saying? You didn't want Dirk to buy because y'all got bigger plans. And it ain't just to, oh, we're going to build this, that, and the third over here. Like, no, you want to knock it down because you want to scatter people off. And you're, whoever you had buy that is down with the plan. You probably even put it in the stipulation, like, bro, you buy this, you got to knock it down. Like, other than that, I ain't selling it to you. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I just believe that all this is orchestrated and it's actually done it's too coincidental that these two things happened at the same time, and they're saying that that whole purge thing, that whole Step T Act is going to be in effect January 2023, and they plan on knocking O Block down in 2023. So I don't know. I just feel like all that is just too close to for it to not be you know correlating with each other. Like I just don't believe that. I just don't believe it whatsoever. Again, this is why we need to have rappers, right? Rappers and people with money. We have to use group economics. Other than that, they can easily wipe us out. Again, just like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, if we don't buy land, same thing Dr. Carl Anderson was saying, same thing Martin Luther King was saying. Like, if we aren't buying the land, then what are we doing? It's going to be easy to get wiped out. The land is everything. We not buying the land and we not getting together to do group economics, man, it's going to be over for us fast. It's going to be over for us fast. And that's another reason I try to tell people we have to separate from the system. If you aren't separating from the system, they have the I'm white and I say so laws. Come on, do you think of all places, they made a Step T Act in Chicago? You don't think that that is like planned? Of all places that you could have said, yo, you know what, we eliminating all bells. You didn't do it in some white area that crime is barely happening in. You do it in the place that is having the most murders in the country. Come on, man. All this stuff is by design. And if we can't see that as a people, then we lost already. We lost already. You feel what I'm saying? You can't see that as a people that this is by design. We done for it. And I don't feel like, again, this is exactly why I'm writing this book, because this whole judicial system is a finesse. It's a finesse, but everything about it is designed for people to lose and to continue to come back. I literally was saying, so you have you have a judge who has a law degree, you have the prosecutor who has a law degree, you have a public defender who has a law degree, and then you have um, independent counsel or the lawyers that aren't public defenders, right? You telling me that out of all those people with law degrees, they all went to law school. Some of the public defenders went to the same law school and was in the same class as the person that became a prosecutor. How the hell in every single state, every single county in the country has over a 92% conviction rate? So you telling me that the prosecutors are just that smart and that much better at the law than the public defenders? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. So now you want to say that the bar association in every state, they got the state bar association. It's with the state. Every single person who practices law has to be a member of the bar association. So you're in court with a person that's represented by the state as the judge, somebody that's represented by the state as the prosecutor, and the person representing you is representing the state as well. So you in a fight against the state because anytime you have a case, it says, I'm gonna just use, I ain't gonna use my real name, Black Star versus the state of Oregon versus the state of New Jersey versus the state of Georgia, like you versus the state of California. You gonna have your name versus the state, and the person who's defending you. I don't care if he's a paid attorney. I don't care if he's a public defender. He's a part of the bar association, which is down with the state. which is down with the state. Let me do something real simple. So you can't even win with that type of let me see if I can find something real quick. How do you win against that? Right? I want to let me show you something. 1 second. This is what we're gonna do, right? So if every person, pardon me, 1 second. I'm gonna get this joint right here. 1 second. Right here. Okay, so watch this, man. Watch this real quick. Here I go. This is a book called Sui Juris, right? I'm gonna read you something 2 seconds, style. The fix is already in. Now these people literally see if I can find this joint really quick. Give me 1 second, family. Here we go. All judges and attorneys belong to the Bar Association. No member of the bar is allowed to confront another member. No attorney will confront the system that feeds them or expose the judge's lies. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Now, let's go back to what I was saying about 92% of every state and every county has a conviction rate of over 92%. No attorney will confront the system that feeds them. They're all part of the Bar Association. I'm gonna read just one little piece. Um, at this point, you have already gone beyond the limit of the attorney that the hold up. At this point, you have already gone beyond the limit that an attorney will defend you. If he tries to aggressively push the court in your defense, he will be held in contempt. And if he continues, he will be disbarred. Because again, only way you can be disbarred, the only person that can disbar you is the Bar Association, who is again with the state. So I said this whole law shit is a finesse all in itself. That shit is a finesse. You don't have no win. That's why I said when people are like, oh, well, I'll just get a paid attorney. All right, when you get a paid attorney, you still have a 90 something percent chance to lose. And I don't care if you don't go to jail. Even if you don't go to jail and you plea out to something like probation where you still not going to jail, right? Pled out, which means you lost. That now goes on. The conviction rate goes to the prosecutor. You see what I'm saying? Yo, I'm not even joking. This is just how it goes. Hold on, let me look. Where is it? Oh my God. He said they were saying something about one of their friends who actually lost their life. Um, Here we go. As our constitutionalist friend William Mayer, who has personally paid a dear price for the knowledge we are sharing. Yes, no rights or no rights. No rights or no rights. You get what I'm saying? So like again, it's all a finesse. This is all a finesse game. That's why I said it's so much more information that I got that I'm putting into this book. But this is a fix. It's all a fix. All a fix. And that's why I'm saying this whole law step act again, legislative legislative um, part of the government, executive part of the government, and the judicial part of the government, all these people have law degrees. Majority of them, anyway. Majority of these people have law degrees, so they're all part of the bar association. The bar association is in every single state. They allow you to get practice law. They allow you to take the test. They can disbar you. They can discipline you. They can suspend your license to practice. This is owned by the state. That's why you have a 90% conviction rate, even with all these paid attorneys that work in all these different states. They are still losing at a massive level. So your money, that's why I always tell people, your money not gonna get you off. It can for the most part. I mean, sometimes Bill Cosby was a billionaire. He lost. Again, he got cheated. Some white and I say so shit. That's why his case got overturned because they cheated him. You get what I'm saying? So money really don't matter when you live and when you're dealing with a system that's corrupt as fuck. I'm white and I say so, and I can just do whatever I want when I feel like doing it. I can just change the laws as we go. I can just pull up old laws from 1910, like they did with R. Kelly, and charge them with the Mann Act from 1910, which was actually a racist ass law. Got the man for um, racketeering. Racketeering is organized crime. That's RICO. Nigga, where are the other people that went to jail? When you look at Young Thug and them, they got a RICO case. It was over 20 something people that got locked up. How could R. Kelly get a racketeering case, a RICO case, and he's the only one that went to jail? I'm white and I say so. I'm white and I say so, nigga. I said that this is what's happening and this is what happened. And nigga, go take your ass in there 30 years, nigga. Whoop, you out of here. You feel what I'm saying? They can do whatever the hell they want. This is why we have to separate from the system, or we are going to continue to lose. They own 99% of the resources in this country, and they own and control all levels of government. You can't win in a system like that. You can't win in a system like that. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Again, if you already subscribed, um, thank you. I appreciate all your support. Hit the thumbs up button, and share this content so we can get it out. So, family, again, we have to separate from the system. We have to create our own constitution, our own laws. Um, we have to get back to our Black Wall Street, where again, and don't believe that Black Wall Street didn't have the guns and stuff to defend themselves. I just literally heard, I just literally watched something on YouTube about that also. A person who's actually, when you go to where they had Black Wall Street at in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they walk you around, and the dude who's the guy who walks you around was literally saying that the people in Tulsa, Oklahoma was actually winning that fight. That's when the government came in and dropped the bomb. So our people wasn't just sitting back, just letting white people wipe them off. That never was happening. You get what I'm saying? So we have to build our own communities up. We have to build our own societies. You feel me? We have to get up off this twerking, off this everybody want to be a rapper, everybody want to teach their kids how to play basketball and football, and we got to start producing engineers, we got to start producing scientists, we got to start producing doctors. We have to start producing these things on mass levels, because other than that, we can't run a society with um, 42 million people, and 40 million people are basketball players and rappers and movie stars, and we not gonna win like that. And all the females are twerkers and all this goofiness. Like, we not gonna win like that. You feel me? one thing I'll give our black females, we got a lot of black females that get into the medical game. They be nurses, CNAs, LPNs, RNs, doctors. Like I give the black females that they definitely um, are in that industry. But we need people outside of that industry too. We also need computer programmers, engineers. Like we are not producing that. I actually had a video on my Facebook of this old head saying, "What you do the most is is what you do best," right? So, and he literally said, "This ain't my word." He said, "What you do most is what you do best." If you playing basketball from 9 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, you're gonna be a great basketball player if you're doing that all the time. If you're in the library from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, you're going to be a great scholar. See what I'm saying? So what you do most is what you do best. And anytime I go on social media and I see us with our kids, and I see us with our kids, I'm not exempt from anything either. But when I see us with our kids, they're doing more video games, more sports than they're doing anything else. And if your kids are doing other things, you ain't showing it. You're not showing your kids in the library. You don't have those pictures of your kids on the on the internet. That ain't a good look. You get what I'm saying? So again, man, we got to change the dynamic in the community. Other than that, we are going to always be in the same situation on the titty of the white man, thinking that we have to allow him to control what we're doing to get by, right? Because we rely on him. He's the one who controls the power plants. He's the one who controls all levels of government. It's almost like even when you see the streets getting paved, uh, you name it, bro. Buildings being built, like they doing all of it. Then when they got the little Spanish workers that they paying pennies on the dollar. Excuse me. The only way we're going to change this dynamic is by changing the way we think. We have to get off. We have to get on this powernomics concept. Powernomics, again. This is by Dr. Claude Anderson. Probably one of the best books ever written on the planet. Powernomics. You don't got powernomics, you got to get powernomics today. And Black Legal White Wealth too. That book actually shows how we got in the position we are in today. Matter of fact, somebody had wrote a statement on one of my YouTube channels in a comment, and he was like, "Man, you playing victim." I said, "Nigga, because we are victims, nigga. What are you talking about, right?" Ever since slavery, they've been owning 99.99% of all the wealth, resources, and power in the country, right? Since slavery. Then you get to 1920. I said, yo, we still have relatives alive from 1920. Nigga, you wiped out 50 of our communities that we have flourishing. 50 of them. So I said, yo, all that wealth, all those businesses, all those resources that um, we had airplanes, we had jets, we had hospitals, we had schools, we had grocery stores. Like I said, all that wealth, all those businesses didn't get to get passed down. Fuck you mean we a victim, nigga? You know where we would be at and where some of our families would be at if none of that would have got wiped out? We ain't saying 50 people in one community. We talking about 50 communities. There was over 50 Black Wall Streets. They only talk about Greenwood. They only talk about Black Wall Street from Tulsa. They're not talking about the one from North Carolina, the ones in Maryland. They ain't talking about none of them other Black Wall Streets. They don't talk about the other 49 of them that got wiped out as well. See what I'm saying? So again, yes, we are victims, and you're not going to turn the victim into the victimizer. which they try to do with this whole judicial system. And again, that Step T Act, which they're trying to call the purge, I don't really think they're going to get into that to an extent. I do believe things is going to get ugly in Chicago just based off of them about to knock the projects down. It's probably going to get ugly. Of course, I mean that will be anywhere, right? If you went to a white neighborhood, right, and you got it's not going to be called a project, but just say you got an apartment complex, right? They're not going to call theirs a project, but it's the same. It's pretty much the same thing. It just don't look the same. It looks a lot nicer, right? Just go to a white neighborhood, knock the apartments down. People gonna get scattered all over the place. You feel what I'm saying? And if they poor, it's gonna be a lot of goofy stuff going on. People gonna start stealing. Because I hate when people talk about that, bro. Because I'm trying to tell you, I lived in Oregon, and bro, white people do the same exact stuff we do. Same exact stuff. So y'all be doing, bro. Stealing is at an all-time high in Portland, Oregon, dog. I'm trying to tell you for real. To the point where they had to make a law called it's either Measure 11 or Measure 57. One of them is for fighting, and the other one is for stealing. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, Measure 11 and Measure 57, you guaranteed 72 months from the door. Nigga, property crime, dog. Real talk, property crime. That's how much stealing is heavy over there. That they had to make a law saying, nigga, you get caught stealing over here, you are doing a mandatory 72 months. That's 5 years, nigga, for stealing packages off somebody's door. Y'all niggas is thieves like a motherfucker and trying to make it seem like we the criminal class. Y'all got them. Oregon has the most sex crimes per capita, worse than any other place in the country. So it's like, you feel me? They'll try to point all this shit at Chicago and make Chicago look crazy. Meanwhile, you got states that's majority white, and for real, Oregon is majority white. That shit is like 90 something percent white. I think the next people after um, the white people is Spanish. I think they're about 5% or 6%. Then you got the Asians who 3%, and you got black people who like 1 or 2% over there. And guarantee 90% of those people that's black in Oregon is in Portland. And downtown Portland is like we call that shit Gotham City, man. At night it's spooky out there, bro. I'm trying to tell you, homeless person will run up on you quick. Run up on you quick. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, we're not gonna allow these people to play this white I'm white and I say so game. So we gotta switch our level of thinking. You know, we gotta start building with one another, buying land, building that land up. That's why I give props to Here After Farms. That's where I actually got that video from um, that I had posted on my Instagram. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram too, man. My Instagram is at Ikshaw. Feel me? This is my Instagram right here. EKCHAUH. Feel me? Hit me up, man. I need some more followers. Hit me up on Facebook at Black Star Ikshaw. Same thing. Just put Black Star in front of it. But yeah, man. Oh, all of us down there at the bottom running across the screen too. Don't forget to donate. Cash App $ Willie 0312 WILLIE 0312. Again, smash that like button. Make sure y'all share this content too, man. Um, I'm gonna let y'all go right now. I've been on here for about 40 minutes. But thank y'all for all the people who have subscribed to the channel. I appreciate your support. If you new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Um, Make sure you share this content. I'm gonna keep coming with some more heat. And again, oh, this is another thing I want to say. Don't let anybody trick you out your freedom, man. I was talking to a friend the other day, and bro, nobody's worth your freedom. Nobody on this planet is worth your freedom, man. Let somebody doing something to your kids and touching your kids and beating on your kids, bro. Nobody is worth you losing your freedom, man. Don't use $50 bullets on $5 niggas. They had a black girl who this was in the news the other day. They had a black girl who was going through her boyfriend's phone, literally found out that her boyfriend was texting her sister, right? When the nigga came out of Walmart, she ran son over, and from running him over, she ran over this old white man and killed him. Now her goofy ass, right, about to get life in prison while he gonna be on the street still boning your sister. Man, we cannot, like, yo, for real. Number one, your sister's a piece of shit, and the nigga's a piece of shit. So you literally threw your life away over two people that are cold pieces of shit. You feel what I'm saying, family? We cannot let people trick us out our spot, man. Because we deal off emotion. A lot of us black people, we deal off emotion, and we can't logically think when things are going south. I used to do the same thing. That's why I ended up in jail a lot of times. Dealing with things off emotion. You can't deal off emotion. You gotta deal off of logic. You gotta say, okay, this nigga's texting my sister. Number one, my sister's a piece of shit for even engaging in that shit. And he's a piece of shit for trying to get at my sister. So what I'm gonna do is what she should have did was just left the nigga at Walmart. Let him find his way to the crib. You feel me? And when you get there, you ain't coming in. All your shit be outside. You feel what I'm saying? We have to find different ways to handle our situations, man. We handle a lot of things stupidly. And this is how sometimes we find ourselves in retarded situations. You get what I'm saying? Trust me, sometimes, because sometimes I'll be at work like, man, listen, I'm about to lose this job. And I remember one day my friend was like, bro, he ain't worth his job. Because he said more than he ain't worth his job. He's like, bro, he ain't working for the jail. Like, you over here, man. Like, soon as you go upside his head, they calling the police. Like, more than just losing your job, you about to lose your freedom. I'm like, yeah, you right. You know what? Shit don't be worth it, man. It don't be worth it. So like again, that's why I say I'm not exempting myself from anything. This goes for me. This goes for all of us, bro. We have to find out different ways to stop going off emotion and use logic when we have adverse situations. So again, family, please do not let nobody trick you out your freedom, because these people don't play, man. You see, I just showed you all this shit, all this court stuff is a setup. Everything is set up from the police over policing our communities without policing the white people's communities. The laws where, nigga, I'm in a state right now where nothing, everything's illegal. Weed is illegal. Everything. Then you go to Oregon and they got everything decriminalized. Nigga can get caught with an ounce of fucking heroin and get a ticket. A ticket. Meanwhile, a person over here get caught with a 20 bag and your ass is going to jail. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, this shit is a finesse. And we gotta stop allowing ourselves to get put in a position for them to finesse us even more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Peace. Thank y'all, family, for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button, that share button. We'll be back. Peace out.